All right, so I've always wanted to make this video, which is to review condo listings in downtown Toronto, give you my opinion on certain condo buildings, their pros and cons, some of the units in there, layouts, everything else. So I do have 3 condo listings pulled up over here. We'll be taking a look at Time and Space Condos, Apex at City Place, and 330 Richmond Street West. Now, if you do want access to this data and listings as well, you can use my website, which is Kenanyousef.ca. I don't know, it will be linked somewhere on this video, maybe in the description, maybe in like one of the buttons. This is my first time using YouTube and uploading a video to YouTube, but it will be linked on there. And if you do want to get in touch with me about anything, really condos, real estate in Toronto, you can also feel free to reach out. Again, my contacts will be somewhere linked over here. Once I figure out this YouTube stuff, then I'll know where I'm gonna link it. But without further ado, let's get into the listing. So the first listing that I have pulled up over here is, again, Time and Space Condos. Now this condo is by Pemberton Group. It's recently completed. Well, actually still hasn't been completed. It just took occupancy last year. Still under construction to this day. 1,600 units. It's a really huge condo building and about 30 stories, 29 stories. So here you can take a look at the rendering and the picture of the building. As you can tell, it's a really huge building. And its price per square foot is a little bit higher than the area's price per square foot at $1,040 a square foot. Now, to be honest, Time and Space is not my favorite building, especially as an end user. If you're an end user, it's not gonna be my favorite building for you. I'm not gonna advise you to go there. If you're an investor, that's a little bit of a different story. Even then, there's a lot of rental inventory, that will compete with your rental rate as well. Not my favorite building. Workmanship is kind of cheap in my opinion. Now this listing that I have pulled up over here, it's for $549. It's a 1-bedroom plus den, 1 bathroom, which in downtown Toronto, that's actually really good price. Its maintenance fees are $435 a month. Yeah, no, this is actually a really good price for a 1+ den in the heart of the city. They don't have pictures over here because this unit is actually tenanted. So if you are an end user, you're pretty much gonna have to buy it, give the tenant notice that you will be moving in, and then move in, hopefully, and hope that the tenant will actually move out for you to move in. Sometimes they don't move out, and that could be a risk. If you're an investor, that's a different story because you already have a tenant in there. You don't need to pay someone to get you a tenant. But as long as the tenant actually is qualified, that should be good. Now, in terms of the floor plan and the layout itself, take a look over here. So when you enter, washer dryer right here, your bathroom right here. This bathroom is actually, looks pretty small. And then once you keep walking further, you have your kitchen and you have your den. I like that the den is enclosed. And across from your kitchen, you have your bedroom. Whether you are an end user or an investor, you're gonna have to resell the condo unit eventually. And things like, having exposure or sunlight exposure to your bedroom actually are a deal breaker for a lot of buyers and can help you in your future resale. So this is really good, the fact that it has exposure to sunlight. Then living room over here, I feel like the TV and couch placement in the living room would be pretty awkward, because you would put your TV over here on this wall and your couch would kind of go over here on this wall. You can do the opposite, but yes, this wall wouldn't even fit. You could put your couch in the middle, but that would just, make the space feel tight. So probably not the best layout. Pros of this layout is the fact that it has sunlight exposure to the bedroom, and it has an enclosed den. Its cons are a small bathroom and awkward kind of living room layout as well. Now, second listing that I have pulled up over here is at the Apex at City Place condo. And if you are familiar with this building and you watch my other previous videos that I've made on social media, then you would know that this building back in like the early 2010s had a flood, a huge flood in the garage, and it was actually blacklisted from getting CMHC insurance. So that means that buyers who wanted to buy would have to put 20% down no matter what. So built by Concord, completed in 2003, 637 units in this condo building, 36 stories, and its price per square foot is relatively lower than the average in the area at $840, and its maintenance fees are pretty comparable to what is out there in the area at 77 cents a square foot. Now, a lot of people tend to avoid city place condos, and for a good reason, to be honest. A lot of their build isn't best, but in my opinion, city place east of Spadina is not as bad as city place west of Spadina. Even west of Spadina, like, you do have some condo buildings that are kind of decent, like 25 Telegram uses somewhat decent, 11 Brunel maybe. You have 90 Queens Wharf that is also somewhat decent west of Spadina, and then east of Spadina, of course, you have buildings like Apex at City Place. This building, its management has actually gotten better, and from what I believe, it's no longer blacklisted from CMHC insurance. Amenities are really great in this building right here. Now, this condo listing I have pulled up over here is for $899,800, and it's a 2-bedroom with den, 2-bathroom with parking, 863 square feet, and its maintenance fees are $725 a month. Now, I'm not going to comment on the price of the condo listing. Again, I feel like that's something, privately that I would do when it's one-on-one. But this condo, taking a look over here, when you first enter, you do have a narrow kind of hallway right here. Which way is this facing? This is facing southeast. So it would look, so its exposure would be like this, kind of facing this way. So narrow hallway. I like how it has like an enclosed kind of kitchen, separated kitchen. No, you know what? I think this is facing southwest. Yeah, this is facing southwest because Spadina, this is Spadina, as you can see. This would be 25 Telegram U's, and then right here would be the well. You can tell from the balconies. The well is west of this building, so this is southwest. Kitchen is pretty nice. So my thoughts on this listing is the hallways are pretty narrow over here. Same thing as a corridor over here. It's kind of a corridor that leads to the bedroom, den, and the other bedroom. The pros of this unit are the separated kitchen. As you can see, it's separated by a kitchen bar kind of thing. And its exposure has a southwest exposure. So you're gonna get sunlight, especially watching the sunsets, which, from this area, it would look pretty nice. Watching the sunsets over the trade tracks kind of. One thing in terms of area is gonna be the traffic. You are literally right next to the CN Tower, you're right next to the Rogers Center. So when you do have Blue Jays games, no joke, it will take you like literally 40 minutes to get from here onto the Gardner. And then, gosh knows, going westbound on the Gardner at that time is a nightmare. Especially with the traffic shutdowns that we have. Now, the last condo listing building that I have pulled up over here is 330 Richmond Condos. Its neighborhood and area is pretty central. As you can see, it's right next to Spadina and Queen pretty much. It's built by Green Park Homes in 2019 with 295 condo units and 27 stories total. And its price per square foot is pretty close to the area's price per square foot at $1,076 at $1,076 a square foot, and its maintenance fees are slight bit lower than the area average at 78 cents a square foot for that condo building. Now, in terms of my thoughts and opinions on this condo building, its south-facing units and east-facing units are pretty dark. As you can see, the east-facing units, they face onto the Picasso at Richmond, and the south-facing units face onto 125 Peter. It depends on where you are in that floor plan, kind of, or in that key plate. But a lot of the south-facing and east-facing units are pretty dark. I'll actually show you a south-facing unit right now that isn't. Their north-facing units are really nice. They have a really great view. In terms of layouts for the building, they have some of their units are kind of hit and miss in terms that they have long hallways, wasted space, and a lot of interior bedrooms, especially their one-bedroom units for that building. But its amenities are quite a redeeming factor in that they have really nice amenities. The rooftop pool, you'll see the gym, the party room, the lounge, everything in this condo. The front desk staff are really nice as well. It does have kind of a community in there. And the only thing is the elevator wait times. The elevator wait times from every time that I've been in there, you could like literally wait up to 5 minutes just to get on the elevator. Which is pretty long. But let's take a look at this condo listing. So it's listed for $859,900. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, comes with parking, 771 square feet, and its maintenance fees are $676 a month, and comes with a locker. It is south facing, like I said. Let's take a look at the pictures. As you can see, this is amenities room. Amenities are really nice in the building. Games room right here. Their kind of gym area. And I think the picture for the pool is right here. Really nice pool as well. Now let's take a look at the unit itself. When you walk in, again, I'm not a fan of this corridor, long hallway. It's narrow, wasted space. As a buyer, you're going to be paying for it when you purchase, and you're going to be paying for its maintenance fees as well. So it's just wasted space right here. You do have the kitchen kind of off to the side. And then this looks like it's your 2 bedrooms, and then the kitchen would be on that side as well. So I like that the fact that the bedrooms have windows and sunlight exposure coming in. Of course, that will help you when you're trying to resell the unit in the future. The one, pretty big negative about this condo is that there isn't much of a living room space. As you can see, like the kitchen would be down here. So where would you put your TV? Where would you put your couch? Where would you put your living room? So as for who I can see this unit being for, this unit is potentially for investors who are just looking to rent it out. As an end user, if you're going to be purchasing this unit, probably not the best, purchase or find in downtown condo buildings. So yeah, so that was, my review of 3 condo buildings and listings, pros, cons, and some of my thoughts and opinions. If you would like to see some more of these videos, again, this is my first time being on YouTube and making this kind of video. I'm still figuring out how this YouTube stuff works. So if you would like to see some more content like this and more educational content, then do feel free to subscribe, like, comment, share, and get in contact with me if you do have any questions about the Toronto real estate market.